has to be disastrous. This isn't a small amount of money.
I've heard interesting things about Rumble. Do you know anything about their business model?
I know a lot about it. Yeah, actually, we're working directly with them right now.
They're trying to be a competitor to, I think, Amazon.
It's interesting that the demographic of Twitch is changing, but not actually growing.
Is it not at all?
No, actually, Twitch in November 2022, just pretty recently, the Twitch executive that told me this, okay, it was like pretty high level, said like that was the worst decision we have ever made as a company.
To be fair to Rogan, I think Rogan has chilled out quite a bit.
Why?
I don't even know what I said.
I don't even know what you just said.
What's your take on the whole Twitter stuff at this point?
What about it? What, like my account or Elon Musk? Or?
No. Yeah, like Elon Musk, the whole direction, everything else like that. How are you feeling these days?
I don't know. It all just seemed like really disastrous. It might recover just because it's already like positioned so well and it's kind of irreplaceable in certain things. And if Elon Musk can shut the fuck up, it could be okay. But like, it could have been so much better. But he's actually just like such a partisan hack, like bad business guy. At least when it comes to tech stuff. Would you consider Tesla tech? Pure software? It just seems like, yeah, he's just clueless. Like if he would have just come back to Twitter, like shut the up, like unbanned a bunch of people and then try to launch some new features, I think it would have been a pretty successful takeover. But now he's like, done so much weird shit. Go ahead.
I feel like he's really, with some of the people he's unbanned and like some of the moves he's made, I feel like his plan has to be, we're no longer going to be an advertiser focused business, because I can't imagine a lot of advertisers. You know, the funny part is too, you'll see him saying things like, I just want to thank all the advertisers for returning to Twitter. And then I go and I browse on my app, because the Twitter app, because it's the only place I still get ads from Twitter, because ad block, obviously. And the only ads I see are the most fucking like it's conspiracy shit. I think I have a photo of it somewhere.
On Twitter now?
Yeah, on Twitter. Like it wasn't like I was getting like, so it was promoted accounts were the ads I was getting, right? And the tweets that were being promoted were like skeptic shit, right? Like vaccines aren't good and stuff. But that was all I was getting. Those are the only ads. There was no Johnson and Johnson. There's no cereals being advertised to me, or anything remotely. No HBO ads or anything. I think. And again, I have no idea because it's not a public company anymore. Like, I genuinely feel like I don't think there's any advertisers left on Twitter.
I feel like they'll come back, but...
This has to be disastrous. This isn't a small amount of money. And granted, Elon can float it, probably indefinitely, but it's not a good look.
Well, I don't think he can float it indefinitely at all. I don't know what you mean by that. It's insanely expensive, the interest he's paying on those loans.
I mean, he's worth like what, like 100 billion, 200 billion?
Well, after Tesla's stock crashed, I don't know what he's worth anymore. Didn't he lose like $100 billion of net worth in like 2 weeks?
Yeah. I mean, so still though, I'm saying
he can't afford to f around with Twitter for a long time. I don't think he can afford that.
What are the payments that he has for Twitter?
I'm trying to remember. They were absurdly high.
Someone said advertisers.
Yeah.
I've done 2 videos about this, so I've got quite a bit of data on this.
People are saying it's about $1 billion in interest per year.
So it depends on interest rates, right? Because interest rates are going up a lot. So half of the debt, I have to pull the data, but half of the debt is owed to banks, and half of the debt is owed to like VCs, which matters less because he can negotiate with them. But the banks, it's much harder.
Is the bank debt, is that going to vary?
It's going to vary based on interest rates since they're variable loans. Yep.
Is that normal? Do people really take variable loans on that high of a dollar amount? Or
yeah, sure.
Well, this might. So when you do a line of credit, that's going to be based on something like, the Wall Street Journal, or sorry, the prime rate, right? That'll be based on that, which could float from month to month. But I think when you take a static amount, like he borrowed whatever 20 billion or something like that, I'm pretty sure that's usually set at a amortization schedule. So he's going to have like 5 years at 6% or something.
That would have been my assumption, yeah.
So 20 billion is in debt, total 6 in cash, 5 billion revenue, 13 billion is from the banks, 5.2 is from private equity, mostly funded by Larry Ellison, and then Elon himself is in for 26 billion, which equates for the original 9.6% of the company. So the 13 billion to banks is what you have to worry about, because that's going to be the stuff that he's got to pay a lot of interest on. I doubt that like the private equity is going to ask for that much especially on such a low amount, 5.2, right, relative to.
I wonder, he could actually just not care. I know it sounds kind of silly, but like $1 billion a year to Elon, I feel like maybe it just doesn't matter.
It's
I don't think it's the a billion. It's not like he has it in his account. The problem is that he has to start like liquidating shares of like other companies. And
No,
I
know that.
Like,
right?
No, hold on, stop. I don't just mean like, oh, he's kind of like. I mean like, I think it impacts those companies, doesn't it? Like when Elon starts selling off like massive amounts of Tesla to cover his positions on Twitter. I don't know if it's enough to change his leadership structure, but I think it can influence the Tesla stock. And there's a bunch of like bad knock-on effects too, right? Like technically, Elon Musk is not really worth. Or he could never get $180 billion because if he were to try to sell all of his stock of something, that would be like a fucking fire sale. That shit would tank so hard, right? So yeah, I don't know how much him dumping those assets influences the price of those assets at the same time, if that's like a thing that he has to consider or not.
So here's the part where I say I'm actually really positive on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the reasons I showed up, because I think that one of the things we have to remember is that the burn rate for Twitter is literally like dropping every single day. So Elon is basically committed to running that company on 200 people. And there was all this doom and gloom of people who are like, Twitter's going to have, we haven't seen a single outage. And literally Elon let go, I think 2,000 people or more. So like half the company is gone. The site's running fine. And I think that his goal is to get the OpEx of the company down to a manageable rate. And a lot of other tech companies now have taken that and said, well, oh shit, like we can do that too. I think he sort of set an example that kind of caused a lot of layoffs in the tech industry.
I feel like the tech
Amazon.
tech stocks have been sliding for like I think over a year now, pretty fucking hardcore, right? Because I know that a bunch of people have done layoffs now. But was that really led by Twitter, or was that
what I'm saying is that Elon is proving a use case for the fact that like a lot of these firms are way overstaffed, and Twitter didn't need 4,500 to 5,000 people running the company.
Maybe, yeah. I guess I just don't know what all
I
their jobs were.
I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Loser.
Sorry.
Love you. Because it's probably harder to make an argument that your company is overstaffed, like Amazon or Facebook, whatever, when you're like growing, like 20 to 50% year over year. But when the markets start to slide a lot, then yeah, I think you take a second look at your labor, and now you're getting a lot more critical of what exactly do you do here,
Yeah, I guess that's kind of where these companies had to end up due to the recession, but there was years and years of that going on at almost every major company in the Valley. That whether it be Meta, whether it be Google, Amazon, where there were just jobs that just didn't do anything, right? That didn't really contribute. And I guess it's because like in these really good times in the economy, you can just what's the phrase for a company that's like earnings per employee, I guess? Basically, like you've got a SaaS product or a software company, and the multiples on the revenue that is generated from like ad products and all that shit is so much that you can just employ so many people because your actual operating expenses are so low.
Yeah. Like if you are a company like Steam and you wanted to hire like a bunch of people or whatever, like you're making so much money. At the end of the day, it's not making a big dent. But once your margins start to get a little bit closer and the markets are getting a little bit bearish, then maybe you change your philosophy on hiring or something, right?
Yeah, and I also want to talk about the ad situation on Twitter. It's something I'm really close to. So a lot of people have said that a lot of ads got pulled, and initially that was because so in the ad world there is, and this is relevant for people that are like on Twitch or on YouTube or whatever too. There's basically like 4 major ad agencies that basically are all in New York, and they kind of control what most people with ads do, like in terms of media buy. And one of the big ones is called IPG Media Brand.
Okay. Basically
said, okay, we're suspending every ad on Twitter, like as Elon is acquiring the company. And then a lot of agencies, including us, followed that and paused our ads on Twitter and kind of just trying to see what's going to happen, because the advertisers are like markets. We don't like uncertainty. So.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Initially, a lot got pulled, but I feel like Twitter is pretty indispensable. And as long as Elon can shut the fuck up and chill on his shit, I think most of the advertisers will come back because the user base is still there, right? And
exactly.
Yeah, there's no way you don't have a user base of 300, 400 million users. You don't have that many people there with nobody advertising. Somebody's going to want to get their toes in that audience. And if nobody's buying ads, then those are ads at a sale. That's a premium fucking buy right there, right?
And so, that's what happened is that. So since in the last last 2 months, spend on Twitter has gone up 17% against Google, and Facebook spending has gone down 8%. Google's gone down 3.4%, and we think that's because of that reason. Is the engagement on Twitter is an all-time high, and also like Dan was saying. He's seen a lot of dog shit ads, but those are ads that previously didn't have a category, like they didn't have a carousel on Twitter before. So like you might see like a lot of mobile game ads; those are just being bought at lower CPMs, but there's more of them. So this is another strategy that Twitch is doing now. Is that when Twitch released revenue share, you know how they changed it from flat rate to revenue share for streamers? They did that so that they can sell ads below that flat rate threshold. So that's why there's a lot more dog shit ads on Twitch as well. It's the same principle. It's just like, okay, we can make money by selling a few high quality ads, whatever high quality ad is, or we can make money off of selling a ton of dog shit ads, and they're basically both going that direction. And it's fine. I actually think, I don't think that Twitter should have many problems being profitable in the next like 2 or 3 years, as long as the engagement stays up. And Elon doesn't do something like psycho, like he doesn't like just like go off the rails as like a full like alt-right like crazy person, right?
Yeah, he just needs to chill and not
which
do
is a big
right.
if, I guess. So yeah, I've made a couple of videos about this, and people get mad because I think there was like this huge rhetoric going on that like Twitter's gonna shut down, everybody's moving to Mastodon, and then like they haven't like really looked into these sites and figured out that like these are totally not viable Twitter competitors, right?
Yeah, they did. Well, I mean, they software-wise, I think they could be, but they just don't have the user base, right?
No, like something like Mastodon is a collection of private servers with admins who have total control over each one of those servers, meaning like they can read your DMs, they can like change things about your account. There's absolutely no way that Mastodon is ever a competitor.
Yeah, but there was a central Mastodon server, right? And I think you could set up instances with more protections if you wanted to, no?
Yes, but it's always going to be a matter of trust at the people at the top instead of like a corporate entity. Not to say that Twitter isn't guilty of that too, but we tend to trust these. Like this is the same problem I had with DAOs, where like whenever you try to build like a decentralized organization and you have these like kind of random people at the top that still need to be there to like run everything, you still have those instances of corruption without the accountability that you have in traditional corporate hierarchies. And so as a result, like it's harder to trust organizations that are built on those principles.
Sure.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so like I think in the same exact way, like if you can imagine every Mastodon server is kind of a mini DAO, it's kind of a group, it's a collection of admins that are sort of, and they could say like, yeah, like we're committed towards trust and these sort of things, but like it's like the crypto world, right?
Yeah,
like,
where people are discovering.
Yeah.
Like in the crypto world, there's a lot of issues going on that we thought could never happen because it's decentralized. But in reality, crypto is highly centralized. There's like two things that need to fall. Where like if these things like what is like Coinbase, if Coinbase fell and then there was like one of the huge exchanges, like if those two things got knocked out, like Bitcoin is losing like 90% of its value like that night, you know?
Yeah, and the hilarious thing is that Coinbase, like the only security in crypto is from centralized concepts. Like the Coinbase is only considered a trustworthy company because it's SEC regulated and because it has to get, it's a public company, so it has to have all of its shit on the books. Like that's all like against the concept of
because I thought it was just supposed to be on the public ledger and that was supposed to be enough, you know?
And everybody was supposed to be able to just like check all of the, and then it turns out that just nobody checks that shit, and so like people like SPF just go crazy. But yeah, so by the exact same concept, like so like I don't think there's like, and then the other problem too, like okay, so if you take out like Mastodon, then there's like your Rumbles and your Parlors and stuff like that, and those are the ones that like have zero moderation, and that's actually like an advertiser nightmare. That's
I've heard.
I think it's really hard.
I've heard interesting things about Rumble. Do you know anything about their business model?
I know a lot about it. Yeah, actually, we're working directly with them right now.
They're trying to be a competitor to, I think, Amazon, right? Like, don't they do a lot of server hosting? It's like a big part of their business.
I don't think I actually don't know. I only know what they're trying to do on their social media side, which is like they're trying to like bring in influencers and have sort of an all-encompassing platform. Like that is where the influencer lives to be able to accomplish everything. So there's like video hosting. So yeah, there's a lot. There seems to be like a kind of lot of that. And maybe that's related to like, it seems like kind of crazy to compete with AWS, right?
Yeah, because I thought that they were only that, and there was some article that I read where the backbone of Rumble is that they do server hosting, that they host things for people. You can pay for like instances and shit like you would with AWS essentially.
Interesting.
And that I think I'd read that like, because one of the big problems that a lot of like video hosting content people run into is like building out like good infrastructure, being able to reliably serve data. But if they start as like a data company and they can do all of that on the back end, that they can do their video hosting and everything on the front, but they've already got that like big part taken care of. I don't know if that was true or not. That was just one article I read. That until I read that, I didn't even know they did like hosting related stuff. But
yeah, I didn't even know that either. I've talked to a bunch of the guys there because we're talking about doing influencer activations, and like I have never even saw that aspect of their business. That's the first I've heard of it. It's crazy.
Gotcha. Hey, if people are looking for deals and you want to sell me as a non-exclusive person, you can get a cut of that if you give me a deal. Just letting you know.
Are you looking for like multi-streaming platform deals? Because that's actually a thing we're working on.
I'm
right
looking
now.
on doing a multi-stream. I'm talking to Train right now about maybe doing his thing, and then
yeah.
But Rumble would be nice, and then there's like Facebook and TikTok that I'd think about. But I want to duo stream, maybe trio stream, but definitely duo stream. But obviously, if I get a deal from somebody, I'm more likely to go in that direction. So.
Would you consider exclusivity to another platform for the right price?
Big. That would, I need like 4 to 5 million for 2 years just to like get my foot in the door for that, because that's a huge like. Me like my streaming career might be done doing that. Yeah, so if somebody wants to pay really big bucks for it, maybe, but most likely I'm looking for some sort of like duo streaming kind of thing.
So by exclusive, I mean you could stream to DGG still, but you would have like you wouldn't have a primary platform like YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
The primary platform would be the other one. So that's still 4 to 5.
Probably, I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
because it's just the thing is that like where I'm at in my life, I'm not really thinking about like money. I'm thinking about like opportunities, and like when something blows up big, like streaming on YouTube. Like I think on that Misstep drama. Did I have like 60,000 views? Like that shit like blew up like really big. And like for election night, yeah. And for like election night, like when things like that happen, I want to be able to capitalize on the like audience that's there for that. And if I'm on like another platform, I just like, lose that. And I don't know if like $1 million is like worth like losing all of that access basically, you know?
What drama was that you had 60,000 live viewers? That's actually crazy.
You must have seen this. This was the Misstep cancellation.
I'm like trying to get out of that.
Oh,
to
damn.
be honest with you, a little bit. But he was this the sexual harassment thing?
Yeah, it was the Adriana Lee crazy slick. It was all that shit.
Yeah, that was 60K. Damn.
Yeah, well, because for some reason nobody could cover it on Twitch because they were all like friends with each other, and I don't think anybody wanted to say anything. So I was like the only person that like could actually talk about it without like hurting a friend's feelings or something. So yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy how you could do that. You can sort of cover everything because like people sort of expect that, but you don't like burn those bridges. Whereas now everybody is so afraid of burning bridges with like drama that they don't like there's a lot of like things that are happening, particularly around I guess OTK and stuff that like people just don't talk about now.
Yeah. Did you see Bruce get terminated? Hell yeah.
I think he got terminated.
He might be gone from Twitch forever. I'm not sure.
Yeah. He has there's a permanent ban flag on his account.
Yeah, right now there is.
Ban.
Yeah. Or well, an indefinite one, but
because he streamed on an alt, right?
Well, initially it was because he said some shit on his alt that was blatantly racist. Okay, stand up for my fellow whites. And then he went onto his main account and he streamed after he got banned on his alt. And I don't remember if he was talking shit on his main about it or not, but I think he was basically saying that like, yeah, them if they ban me, like I don't give a like I'll go somewhere else, blah blah blah. Like I said what I said. But, you know, kind of doing all the classic things you shouldn't do when you get banned, showing no more remorse, doubling down his initial take, and fuck
Twitch loves that kind of stuff. When somebody ban evades or like, and then literally says, I remember there was a girl streamer who was getting really popular. She was competing with Amaranth. I can't remember her name, and she did the same thing. Like, me, you guys, Twitch, go ahead and ban me if you can. You can't even like. I'll just do my sexual content. And she's gone to this day. Indie Fox, that one. Yeah, she's gone to this day.
The legendary Coomer Wars.
Yeah, remember that?
Like
and then like Twitch has something like when they get tried like that, man.
Well, no, it's the same. I feel it on a personal level. I could see the most reasonable post in the world on my subreddit, but as soon as some other starts typing shit like, he's probably gonna ban me for this. You're right. See ya. Yeah. Like I instantly, though, I don't care how reasonable the post is. I don't care. My mom writes on my subreddit. She's getting that ass banned.
So Bruce is not this is actually kind of crazy because that was probably the most high-profile ban in a long time. I'm actually looking at his stats.
Yeah.
This guy was floating like 25, 30 years.
Oh yeah, he was.
So I guess he had some kind of like mental, just probably maybe a lot of stress or something? Because like that
No.
seems like a lot to give up.
Oh no, it's a whole thing, Devin. Okay,
Oh,
but basically, black people on the internet are like having a like not a resurgence. There's a word I'm looking for, but like with Kai Cenat and Speed and Bruce, there's like and some of the red pill stuff. Black communities on the internet are starting to get really, really, really big, which is cool, which is awesome. But black communities are pretty behind white communities when it comes to where we're at with like our SJWisms, like our wokeisms. Yeah, so Bruce was on some crazy like white people kill yourself. Like he said, he told somebody to kill, like those people should kill themselves or whatever.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's what got his alt banned. It was some pretty extreme shit. Yeah, and like a lot of them also. This sounds racist, but I don't care. A lot of them played like the race card a ton. So as soon as he started getting in trouble, he's like, oh, like Twitch and white people are coming after me and blah 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 blah. And yeah, Twitch probably didn't like that either. So yeah, you got.
Yeah, I actually have been following it's kind of, they call it the WL community.
That's what he was a part of, although he wasn't a part of that because he distanced himself a little bit. But I don't know if he'll go back or not. But yeah, the WL community.
Yeah, which like kind of started off with Aiden, I guess, and then Aiden kind of brought Kai Cenat, isn't it Cenat?
Kai Cenat, I think.
Cenat, yeah. Kai Cenat is a really interesting creator, and like because I believe he's the fastest growing streamer ever to exist, in terms of stats. So like from the time that he clicked start streaming consistently to the time
I don't think he even existed a year ago, right? And then like in fucking 8 months he got like 100,000 subs. He was the #1 sub creator on Twitch. Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, like it just shows that a lot of the Twitch demographic is moving towards their phones, and trending in that direction, and it's kind of creating communities of people that just are sort of not like the gamer, like original gamer crowd, like, you know,
a little bit.
I feel like years ago, like Twitch was like, I'm gonna play faster than light, and it's gonna, you know, like, or like, you know, some indie game or whatever, like, and now it's it's really, the demographic has really moved. It's not grown, it's just moved.
Well, I think it's growing and moving. I think more demographics are coming into Twitch because traditionally, I think gaming communities have actually been really hardcore split on racial lines. Like
what do you mean? Like Call of Duty versus like
races of people play different games, as weird as that is to say. So I think like brown people, I think, gravitate towards, unironically, like FIFA and shit. I think that black communities were more active in the fighting game community. And then playing like NBA 2K and shit, and I think like Call of Duty and stuff like that. And you've seen more of that kind of, those communities, I think, kind of move on to Twitch, whereas traditionally Twitch was dominated by a lot of like white and Asian friendly games. So like RTS was like all white people and Asian people, right?
That's true.
Yeah, Call of Duty was like all, or not Call of Duty, I'm sorry, CSGO was like Swedish people, see at 1.6 and shit, like white people and everything. But yeah, I think especially with, I think, Fortnite and maybe Roblox, but Fortnite especially, I think, is kind of like blown open, where a lot of other types of like communities are coming in and playing games. So it's not all just like white people and like super nerdy games anymore. I shouldn't say that all games are, whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting that the demographic of Twitch is changing, but not actually growing.
Is it not at all?
No, actually, Twitch in November 2022, just pretty recently, had its first like significant decline, where the viewership like actually has declined over time. And this was like, so COVID happened. I think the code was kind of a buffer for Twitch, that just delayed like what was already happening. Twitch is becoming really niche, and there are a lot of websites that, like, for every user that is kind of like enjoying this sort of IRL type content that I guess like someone like Kai puts out, there's so many more on TikTok Live.
Yeah. Melina tried doing that TikTok
like,
streaming shit because she was just curious, and like the swing in viewers, she went from like nothing to like 3,000 viewers in like 5 minutes just because Melina.
That's the story of many people, and I have a community of people that are just kind of doing content creation, and many of them who didn't have any success on Twitch are like getting thousands of viewers on TikTok Live.
Yeah, the viewers are there on TikTok. They're probably just not worth as much though, because
it depends what you're doing. There's a really crazy, this is something kind of fun to check out, where there's like this really crazy section of TikTok Live that's all about e-commerce. So you'll see like these broadcasts where, this is gonna sound so dumb, but like I swear to God, these like print money. You have an egg, okay, and there's like just a pair of hands on the screen, and you don't know what's in the egg. And so somebody donates to open the egg, and then it's some amount of money to open the egg, and then they open the egg, they show you the thing, and sometimes that's all that happens, and sometimes you get shipped the thing, and this is like a huge deal. People are printing like this, like their streams making thousands of dollars doing this.
Weird.
And so there's all these like weird like e-commerce like bauble things. It's just like a totally like it's a section of the world that never landed on Twitch for some reason. People drive piloting boats and planes. People like live musicians like out on the street. There's weird shit like that just didn't ever get to Twitch for whatever reason.
Or it's been on Twitch, but it just never grew there.
Yeah, or like Twitch didn't have the culture maybe to support it because
because Twitch tried to move onto a lot of weird shit. Remember they would host, was it like the Ultra concerts and shit?
Well, that was an $120 million investment in music over the course of like 4 years.
Yeah, did that go anywhere?
I remember, dude. I can't. The Twitch executive that told me this, okay, it was like pretty high level. Said like that was the worst decision we have ever made as a company to put that amount of money into music, and like they were trying to sponsor all these like really high level EDM shows with the idea of like getting that crowd into Twitch watching Twitch, but like those guys are just so loaded up on X they probably didn't even know where they were, so that didn't convert at all.
Yeah.
It's like nobody cared. I think that music initiative probably, I'd be surprised if it generated like, even $100,000 in ROI.
Yeah,
it's insane. This is why
we all done talking about Twitter now. Is that it? Done?
Well, you left?
Oh.
Yeah, you left.
What did you want to say about Twitter? What else?
I don't know. I was just asking. I don't know. What was the consensus that you guys came up with on Twitter?
As long as Elon Musk shuts the up, it can probably do okay, I think.
Yeah, but he's not going to, right?
He has recently, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got other stuff to do, man. He's got to build spaceships. He's got to,
Devin, how do you feel? Do you love that he's so skeptic on vaccines and everything? Does that make you? How do you feel about all that stuff?
What do you mean? Are you asking me if I'm?
Well, you're a huge fan of Elon Musk,
Rogan?
so I'm just
okay. I was like, "Where's this?" Wait, actually, I was not a real huge fan of Elon through the Tesla era, and then I do, and nowadays I actually do think he's. Here's what I'll say: I think that he's pretty important to humanity. It seems because there doesn't seem to be a lot of people that are advancing us. Or more importantly, causing us to think about advancement in ways like, can we put shit in our brains? Can we build spaceships and go places for lower costs? Can we get electric cars up and going? Even if these are like really hard problems, can we do self-driving cars? Even if these are really hard problems to solve, the fact that he's like putting it into the cultural zeitgeist to make these things thought about is cool. But is he actually like? Are you saying this because he's like? Is he actually an anti-vaxxer? Is that a thing?
It seems like hard to decipher the way that he amplifies people who put out the stupidest fucking content.
See, I have
imaginable.
I have that thing with Rogan too. Like Rogan platforms people that have those takes, also platforms people that don't have those takes, and I'm not sure where he actually lands.
To be fair to Rogan, I think Rogan has chilled out quite a bit.
Why?
Because I think I don't know if somebody talked to him. This is just what like Lex has told me, and then what I guess I've seen. It feels like he's trying to like get away from just like platforming whatever insane person or just being wacky. I think he's trying to be a bit more responsible. I don't know if that's pressure from advertisers or personal reflections.
Yeah, I was going to say, what would be his motive in that? Because he's got a $100 million Spotify deal with the CEO backing him. So like, what do you think his motive is?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's just
Elon,
bullshit then. I don't know.
You remember Elon's "My pronouns are prosecute Fauci"?
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, like, if like somebody like Lex was talking about that, that's like a pretty credit.
People in chat are saying that he does still do crazy shit all the time, so maybe that's not true.
Unironically, Devin,
you
unironically need to start a business, a bumper sticker business that says, "I bought this before Elon bought Twitter." Okay, you will be so rich. I will be your first customer. I will buy one for my Tesla.
God. He just had Jordan Peterson back on like last couple
Dude,
days ago.
It's so imagine the funniest thing is imagine being like the world's biggest Elon simp like 2 years ago, but also a Tesla shareholder times like 9,000. You must be so conflicted right now. Like, stop, Elon, no.
I'm too much of a scaredy cat to invest in Tesla or really any individual equity now. Like if I'm not investing in like companies directly, I've just started investing in people, and like then I just like throw my money. I think we had the conversation last time actually. I just throw my money in the S&P 500 because I realized I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, but where's the fun in that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so I
put it all into Meta stock.
Hell
like Steve.
yeah, my Meta is coming back. My chat is so f***ing salty. Oh my god.
You know you're delusional. That company is washed up.
Oh my god, it's coming back so hard.
Are you trolling?
I bought like 80,000 like 6 months ago, and it's gonna swing around. Okay, listen, it lost like 70% of its value, but it's almost back up to where it was before. And in 5 months, I'm gonna be sitting good at $250 a share, and I'm gonna dump it.
What did you buy in at?
I think it was Did I say 160 or 165?
No, you did it. Did you? No way.
How much higher what do you mean? What do you think I bought in at?
You tell me. What did you buy in at?
I don't know. Somebody posted a picture in chat. I posted a picture when I bought in.
Can I ask, like, what you think the profit vertical is for Meta that's going to bring?
Yeah, the profit vertical is the descent of TikTok getting banned in the U.S. Congress, and that's when everybody is going to be looking at Meta as being way more stable.
Yeah, unironically, that's a really good take. But my question to you would be, why do you think that viewership won't just filter over into YouTube and not Instagram and? Like I think that those people go straight to YouTube Shorts.
Well, because everybody's trying. Well, listen, Instagram has Reels. Okay, they're trying. Yeah. They're trying their best over there. Okay,
they have like 5 users. Yeah,
they're trying their best over there. Meta can go buy another company. That's what they do. All right.
I think they're all scared of getting regulated, so they're kind of. I remember back in the day, fucking Facebook and Google were buying tech companies like left and right. Like every day, you would read about a new acquisition on TechCrunch, and now. I feel like these guys are way too scared to buy anyone anymore. Like, it just doesn't happen. Nothing's getting bought. Also, I just don't... I think WhatsApp is obviously massive, and I think Instagram is massive, but I think Facebook, which to me is inexplicably linked with Meta stock, is just the worst. You know, I feel like it has to be hemorrhaging users, like, especially... with younger generation, man, just who gives a fuck about it?
I feel like everybody's been saying this for like 10 years and it hasn't happened yet.
It's not happening. Yeah, user base on Facebook is still really healthy. But the big thing that Destiny said, I think that a lot of people aren't thinking about is TikTok regulation. This is something that is a dream for a company like Meta and like Satya and freaking all the CEOs, man. Like they're all probably Sundar. They're all probably just like, oh my god, if we can point the finger at TikTok as like the evil Chinese company instead of us, like this is a dream come true. And so I think that all regulation is going to like fall down on TikTok.
Yeah, especially because these other companies like Twitter and Facebook have like done so much work to try to like get on Congress's good side and shit that if they can look at a company like TikTok that doesn't give a fuck about that, it probably bodes really well for them.
It's super good from a PR standpoint, and also like a pretty good amount of it is right. Like a lot of the stuff, like TikTok is really scary from a like kind of
security point of view.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, look at this. I'm posting something in chat, Steve. And DGG's chat.
Oh fuck. I'm not there.
Look at Facebook's usership, or whatever you want to call it, since I guess for like the last 6 quarters. It's like flat. I mean, it's not exactly flat, but
okay, yeah, but like Facebook is unique, bro, and that like
you're simping hard, man.
Bro,
the shit is about to start going down.
Stop. When I say unique, what I mean is that like only so many. Facebook is probably the only company in the world where they have to go, there are only so many people in the world with internet connections that can use our product that we're running out of people, okay? Like, when your user base is flatlining at, is this 3 billion active users? That's a big fucking number. There's not many more fucking people that they can reach out to, okay?
You know what Facebook has a huge monopoly on? It's basically the only platform for medium form content generation. So like TikTok owns short and YouTube owns long, but Facebook is one of the only places where people can go to like post like a few paragraphs. And for that reason, it actually saw a resurgence in younger generations that were actually using, this is going to sound really dumb, but people were using Google Docs and they were typing to each other in school and stuff because it was being able to be bypassed. But now Facebook has seen a lot of resurgence in that crowd because there's not really another place you could do medium form. Which is kind of cool. So I think that Facebook, that's a +1 for Steve there.
Yeah, well,
maybe. But
looks like I'm gonna be duo streaming to Facebook.
I don't understand like price to earnings ratios. Well, that's a, they just laid off like 200 people in the gaming section on Facebook, and so that section I think seems like super dead. And then there's a lot of like weird anecdotal stuff coming out of there where like people are just getting banned for random reasons and like their content suspended. I've dealt with so many content creators that are dealing with that for no reason. Like Facebook will just take down their page, and they're not like controversial people at all. It's just some weird like trust and safety thing, and then they never get it back. There's like no hope of getting.
TikTok has a horrible issue with that, bro.
Do they really?
Oh yeah, but when I got on that thing, people were all telling me, like, "Oh, bro, like you're probably gonna have to make like 5 or 6 accounts." I'm like, "What?" Like, "Oh, because you get banned all the time." Like, you guys probably just break the rules or whatever. I actually got. Did I tell you? I got the original Destiny account on TikTok.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And they got banned?
It got banned in like 2 weeks. And I wasn't like, the stuff on TikTok that's highly curated. And it was all like very like SJW. It was in my time when I was like debating like trans stuff, positively. So like I had big clips blowing up where I was like owning Rob Noor about how trans people are awesome. And I got banned. I don't know why, for random shit. But I think I've had like 2 or 3 accounts that have gotten banned. Like shit on TikTok just gets banned randomly and no one has any idea why, and it just happens and people are just used to it. That's what everyone's told me. It's pretty wild, but yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, there's TikTok is one of those places where agencies have a lot of influence. So I might actually be able to look at I'll send a message to our rep for that. There's Facebook. There's nothing I can do, man. I don't even get a human there. I'm pretty sure I'm talking to like a robot dog or something, like one of the ones you buy off Amazon.
Nice.
Yeah, like there's nothing I can do there. But yeah, but like TikTok is working pretty well with U.S. agencies right now.
Well, hey.
We'll see.
Yeah, if you can figure out be my guy, okay? I've got YouTube guys now. I've got Twitter guys now. I don't have TikTok guys or Twitch guys.
Twitch is hard. Yeah, Twitch
Those
is,
are the
Twitch
two.
Is, Twitch is having some trouble.
Well, I'll get it. We'll figure it out. Okay, I got friends in lots of places. I'm working there.
When's the Scuffed podcast coming back, Devin?
Bro. Yeah, Train's on his own journey, man.
What does that mean?
Train is on his own journey. He's been journeying.
Yeah, he's
they're kicking everything right now, yeah.
He's just got a lot going on. And so I don't think we're gonna bring that back anytime soon. But when we do, you're both welcome for a spot.
Based.
When's the first episode coming?
Yeah, man. The TBA, okay. I'll have my people contact your people. Speaking of people, how are you doing, man? Like, what are you working on? What do you got? What's your ventures in the world?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Just honestly, not a lot right now. I'm just.
You played Rust or something?
Yeah. Well, for the last month, it's been there was a Tarkov wipe, so I've been sitting there kind of watching a lot of Tarkov and stuff. But yeah, not a lot. I've been having a midlife crisis and trying to figure out kind of what I want to do and what I don't want to do. Do I want to do more startups? Do I not want to do more startups? Do I want to, real estate seems very simple to me. I don't know if I want to go harder on that or not. So it's a little bit of a challenge for me. I'm at like this place in my life where I'm figuring that out. But I think I'll probably default back to just doing what I normally do, which is, come up with an interesting idea as far as like, some website or mobile app or something on that. And then also, just hanging out here, playing video games. I think that's, pretty good life. And, I guess somewhere in there, seeing my wife and kids, I guess I'll shoe them in somewhere. But that's it. I wish I had something more exciting, some really crazy shit I was working on. But I got to think. I got a group of people that are supposed to be thinking of the next big idea. Once we come up with it, then I'm going to start working on it. So I just got to wait for that to happen.
You have so much time, bro. Like you could start 2 or 3 more startups before you're out of energy. I feel like, right?
Jesus, you're talking like end of life shit.
Yeah, 2 or 3. Jeez,
you got time. Like you. Oh my god.
I'm saying that in the context of like, okay, so I don't know, I guess maybe only I feel this way, but I think I'm on like my second to last startup. Like,
Jesus.
I think this one, I sell this, and I might be able to dude, entrepreneurship at this level, working 7 days a week, like, and foregoing all other shit. I did this at CLG. I could do this here at Novo. Once we sell this, I don't know. Like, I think there are a limited amount of runs that you get. I don't know if maybe Dan builds different types of businesses, but like, that's when I say that, it's in that context. Like, I don't know. I'd be surprised if a hyper entrepreneur like him doesn't have like a number in his head. Like this is
No.
how many more startups I can do.
I feel like it depends on if I can have a good enough idea and execute on it, right? Because those are the two things. Like, I mean, there's everyone who's like, oh, I had the idea before X, and I've had a lot of those, But I don't know. Right now, I remember the feeling. I've only had it that once when, like, again, this was 2009 when TinyChat when I first started that, and it was going. It's hard to explain that you've started a company that goes as absolutely mental as that did at that point in time, where every day you had celebrities like getting your phone number somehow and calling you. You had the biggest tech investors like Sequoia and all that other stuff basically saying, hey, we're going to fly some partners out to meet with you. Like that was like, it was really surreal mental shit to be there. It felt like, like the fucking Silicon Valley movie. I forget the name of it. The Social Network. Sure. It felt like that, right? And I crave a little bit of that, but it's because I also forget how much I worked when all that was going on, and it was nonstop, no life, literally nonstop doing that shit. And hold on one sec. Hey Steve, how about you stupid, blue-haired, I see you doing your little laugh when I maybe say something a little bit wrong there.
I'm not even.
You were the one.
What are you talking about?
And cried about the He Omega Lult in chat, and I saw that smirk on your face. Don't fucking start with me. I don't even know what I said.
I don't even know what you just said. I don't even know
fucking
said anything.
You just shut the up. All right, I wasn't the one who fucking saw it out.
Did I just make a?
You know what the problem is? Your YouTube chat is like 16 hours delayed, so I can't. You're not even talking yet. It doesn't matter. I'm watching YouTube. Just forget anything.
Oh, you were delayed on my YouTube chat.
Oh my god! It's not my fault. It's not my fault, bro. Your shit is delayed. It's like delayed by like a minute.
Oh my god!
Just shut the fuck up.
So Dan is revising from 2 startups to 1 startup left for Dan.
I think you see with this level of stress, man. Like, you got one in you at most.
All right, I got one good one left in me. That's
Wait, what would you guys do at like 45? Would you really retire and just like off from everything?
I
don't know.
Like
play video games.
Video games. I do a lot of yoga, jujitsu, stuff like that. Like like stuff like that. Like just like hobby shit. Yeah. I don't know. Like, do you also like you convince yourself you're busy. You have so much money. You just do like VC shit, invest in people, and then lose it.
Oh no, I'm not doing that for sure. I'm not doing that. Right I've done that there's certain people you have to know yourself, and I know that if I put money into other people that I become way too like I don't know the word for it, but
micromanaging or
exactly. Like, hey, what's going on? What's going on with my money? Like, what's happening? Like, why? It's not good for me. I don't like doing that. Well, yeah, I mean, if you put it, because to me, the worst feeling is when you feel like you're getting played. I don't like that at all. Like, it's the same thing with contractors. With me, I mean, I think it's the same feeling. It's like, if I text you and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" Just respond back. Be like, "Hey, man, I got some other shit. I can't be there for a week or 2." Mm-hmm. That feeling that when they don't respond to you, I don't like being put into that like jealous ex-girlfriend type of place. And certain people love putting people into that. And I don't know. So I get that feeling a lot when I've only done like a few, but when I do investments like that, I get really into it. And it's also it's such a long payback period. I invested in a fund, and that was back in 2013, and I haven't seen any money out of it at all. But it has huge hits in it, though, right? Like one of the investments they did was the One Wheel, that fucking company that makes like the hoverboard things.
Oh, really?
Thing. Yeah, so some of them are like really, but like you have to wait. Like no one knows this. You have to wait for that company to like get acquired before you like or whatever they start doing.
Yeah, because it's got a seed round by the time it's like a Series A and B and shit. Like and then like it's like somebody's eventually got to like buy out enough to like liquidate your shares depending on like your treatment. Yeah, for sure. It's really annoying.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's it. I'd like to come up with something. Something good, something like Steve has, that's making like $1 million a year. That'd be nice. I'd like to get one of those.
Something like what? Being a YouTuber?
Yeah, but without having to like come on
anything?
stream every day.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you want to make content? Because like, God, that's just
I can't.
horrible life ever.
That is
Yeah.
what Dan wants to do. He's working his way back towards being a full-time content creator. Everybody clap in chat for Dan coming back to us.
You think so?
I
Like
can't.
watching
No.
police chasing.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is everyone only remembers like the good times, right? Like, oh, evicting someone, or oh, like that time with cops or whatever. But like 90% of it was it's so much easier that I can just fuck off whenever I want to, and it's like so much more difficult when you have to like Mr. Moot in it and show it up every day from fucking 9 to 5 or whatever. No fucking thank you.
My life is so much better not being a content creator. It's actually insane. It's like multiples of happiness. I cannot even describe. Like people like every day, like I get messages like, "Oh, you're gonna come back to Twitch?" Like, no, bitch, I will never come back there. If I do, I'll be playing Path of Exile without a webcam, poop socking, and talking to no one. Like, I will never do this again. I can't believe I did it for so long.
Were you ever making a lot of money doing that stuff?
It depends on what, like, to us, like, to everyone in this call, no. But, like, I guess, like, my Twitch channel got up to, like, I think, like, when I left, it was at 12 or 13,000 a month. So it was
really
okay.
good.
But,
Wait,
yeah,
in dollars?
Yeah.
No, in rupees.
Well, I don't know. No, it could have been subs. It could have been
pays
subs. Yeah, no. It's just,
12 to 13,000 a month in subs?
I didn't know. That's what,
That would
what are
be
you
50
talking
or
about?
60,000 a month in
Yeah,
dollars.
I'd be like some like Quinn 69 type.
All right, just forget I said anything.
Okay,
So you're
fine.
making
Yeah.
12 to 13 grand a month off of subs plus donations and what other shit or what?
Yeah, and at that time I had like a lot of stuff coming in. What did I have going on? But yeah, that was the total. There was something going on there. Yeah. Yeah, so it was pretty good. But even still, like, it just wasn't even close to worth it. And I just don't want to be wrapped up in that Twitch meta ever. Oh my god.
You guys are so boring, man. It's all about living life on the edge, never knowing when your career is about to end.
Yeah, you have a really interesting niche right now that's evolved. Like, you are the drama guy. You're like a Keemstar, but not
A huge piece of shit.
like,
Yeah.
but not like a, yeah, yeah, exactly. You're like a reasonable one. Like, you're like people come to you for like the sort of, it's actually insane that I'm about to say this, but like the fair take, like the logical, the reasonable take.
Oh, because like regardless of how much people
Yeah.
hate me, like they know I'm more fair than like the average f***ing, like,
they have to
yeah.
acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Even the worst detractors of you have to acknowledge that, like, you are actually like going to consider the position no matter what, right?
No.
Like, yeah, and that's a huge advantage. I feel like you have over basically every other channel that like ends up getting its emotion involved no matter what,
For sure.
which is pretty cool. Yeah, so you've definitely carved out an interesting niche for sure. And I think that has a lot of like longevity, but I could just like never live the way you do. Like you just live every day not knowing what's going to happen the next like you could
He's
just
100%. The funny part is he's not going to get killed by some like political streamer or some crazy. It's going to be like he's like making like huge infighting with like rappers and fucking like who else are you fighting with these days? Like people that we never interacted with before.
Yeah, I was gonna say
You're gonna...
it would be such a bad look for me as like a liberal SJW or whatever if like when I get involved in like the fresh and fit community and the red pill shit, if I ended up getting killed by like some black person, it would just look so bad for my whole brand of politics. It reminded me of like when I would go to Sweden and I'd always worry about dying to some fucking Islamic terrorist attack, and all I can think about is like the 50 million conservatives that would make videos like making fun of me dying that way. It's like, me, dude, yeah.
I don't feel like that's your way out. I think what's going to happen is you're just going to get banned by some random stupid thing on YouTube. Like what just happened. Didn't you just go down for because you're watching literally watching a video? You weren't even like.
Yeah, but like I think the
you
YouTube
have people.
rules. Yeah, well, I've got people, but more importantly, I don't really break the YouTube rules. Like I have a pretty good understanding of what's allowed here, and so like the stuff I get flagged for is pretty clearly bullshit. So as long as I can get like a person in front of it,
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm generally safe. Yeah.
So you feel like the rules here are better understood and better like dealt with it on Twitch?
Yeah, this is gonna sound like really cringe. I don't mean to make it sound that way, but like I just YouTube is nowhere near. Sorry for all the conservatives in YouTube chat. This is going to drive you guys crazy, but you guys just don't know. YouTube has nowhere near the political agenda that Twitch does. So on YouTube, like you've got like your big things to stay away from. So like your auto bans around like misinformation. So it's like COVID
Anti-vax,
stuff,
that,
yeah, anti-vax, election denial. And then you've got like your obvious crosses. death threats, I think, will get you banned. But other than that, like I can say like, oh, I don't like trans people, blah blah. I can say like anything like that, and you're generally pretty safe because they don't go after ideological bans. It's basically whatever the bot can tag you in for like clearly wrong behavior. Compared to Twitch, where I think you have manual people that are actually reviewing bans on big accounts that are very ideologically driven and will push in a certain way, which is kind of scary. Yeah, but
there doesn't seem to... Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was about to completely change the topic of conversation. So.
That's fine. I was just gonna end it with I don't think there are any humans at YouTube as far as like moderation, except the people that review what the bot does. Like once the bot makes a decision, you can be like, hey, the bot was wrong, and then they're like, was the bot right or wrong? But they're not making like a like you said, an ideological decision.
Correct. That's why it's so important if you have contacts at YouTube, because all you're really trying to do is get your shit in front of like another human being. Yep. Like, please, I need a real human to look at this and I'll be okay. Assuming you didn't do anything like dumb or stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. What's up, Dan?
The Last of Us TV show.
Fuck. I'm going to watch that soon with Melina. I've heard really good things about it.
I have also not watched it.
This last episode, especially, just wow. Really good shit. Really.
It's worth watching?
Yes.
Really good shit.
I've heard from every single person, even people that don't like video games or whatever, that like it's really, really, really good. Like ubiquitously, it's got like insanely good reviews.
I hate watching shows that are not done yet. Am I the only person? Like, I fucking hate that. Was like, we gotta tune in next Friday. Like, dude, I fucking miss me with that shit. Release the whole series, and I will watch it.
Damn.
The only thing I'm worried about, I never played the game. I don't even know what happened in the game. But I worry that there's a bunch of like loyalists that are going to shit all over the TV show because apparently now they're diverting from whatever the game did. Like they're not going to follow that. Maybe I heard that. I don't know if that's even true, but I think that's what they said.
Maybe, I don't know. I've heard that they've expanded on, at least, is it Rob? There's a gay guy storyline that I think they expanded on quite a bit on the show, but I heard that most people liked it. That like people were like cool with him fleshing out the character more because they did a really good job on it. So yeah, I don't know, but I guess we'll see where it goes. I don't even know if I like the ending of the game, The Last of Us. That was a really good game, almost a perfect game. But the ending is a little silly. But so who knows? Maybe they could go in a better direction with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's all I got for today. I don't want to tucker myself all out, so I'll leave you guys to it. And go watch it. Let me know what you think. It's only 3 episodes, so you can power through it all at once.
What?
Mm-hmm. What?
It's 3 episodes right now, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, right now. That's all that's released.
But it's coming out every week, right?
Oh, yeah, or am I wrong? Fuck me. Okay, I was a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. So all these people saying like, "Oh, it's amazing," oh, blah blah blah. We don't even know yet. Then there's only 3 episodes out. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Is I don't want to.
Oh shit! I thought you meant that like the whole first season was out, but you don't want to watch it until like the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th season.
No. Well, I'll watch season by season, but I just don't want to. They do this episode. It's the
Devin.
shit.
It's called normal TV.
I don't. No. Normal TV is like release me the entire or was the Mandalorian all at once? What was the?
Well, no. Normal TV in our day was once a week a new episode comes out and you watch it on the television.
Nah, dude, I ain't got the wherewithal for that. I gotta like, what am I doing? Putting my fucking The Last of Us on Google Calendar, like for Friday at whatever. 5
You don't remember
PM.
Game of Thrones? You don't remember Breaking Bad?
Never watched that. Never watched that either.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Oh, last parting thought before I go. This guy, Pedro Pascal, I fear for him. Okay, he's starting to show up in a lot of shows, and it's always good. I don't know if he's deserving or not, but I'm going to keep an eye on it. But it's something's going on there. I don't know.
Is he the Mandalorian guy?
Exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of soying out going on, and I don't know if it's deserved yet. All right.
What do you mean? Like, do you think that like he's gonna have like a rape thing or what?
What? No. I don't know if his acting is up to the acclaim that he's gotten so far. That's all.
I feel like he's been like universally praised almost every single thing he's been in. People loved him in Game of Thrones. People loved him in The Mandalorian.
Yes, I know. Thank you. Yes, I'm aware. Just I'm just gonna keep my finger on the pulse. Just feel it out a little bit.
Dan is afraid of people that rise too fast, too much. Maybe
I see a lot of stands in chat. It's fine. Sorry, can't. You guys are all going to feel really stupid when he gets me too. I'm going to be here laughing the last laugh. You wait for it.
Wow.
All right, that's it. See you guys. Enjoyed my stay and all that. Bye.
Come back soon. I feel like I haven't talked to that guy in a while. I like Dan.